Okay, so this demo is to show you how to create plan and profile sheets. Now, of course, depending on the type of sheet that you're creating, you obviously need to have the model open for that, that particular view. So if you're doing plan only, you need to have a plan view open. If you're doing plan and profile, you'll need the profile open at the time when you place the profile named boundaries. And if you're doing cross sections, then you're going to need the cross sections are actually placed into the 3D model, so you're going to have a 3D model open. So I'm going to start off with the plan portion of the plan and profile sheet. So we're going to go up to the name boundary, okay, set it to plan, and this is where you pick your drawing seed. You can see here we have a few of them. The ones that just say plan are for a plan and profile sheet. The plan only listings here are for just strictly plan. So in this case, we're going to be doing a plan and profile. Again, the sheet sizes, legend or full, 50 scale, 20 scale, they're all identical. You just have to be consistent with the drawing that you're trying to produce. So I'm just going to demo a 50 scale plan and profile. So I would go over here to the plan. It's going to be a rural. I'm going to do the full one, and I'm going to pick that. Once you pick that, pretty much the settings here and the settings up here should automatically be set. Just remember, I always do the 1, 2, and then the third step, the 1, 2, 3 step, pick the plan alignment. Once you click that, the name of the alignment will be populated in the name. That's fine. You could change it to whatever you want. In this case, we're creating a new group, so I don't care too much about that. I'm going to leave the rest of the dialog, the box, the same. I'm going to move my mouse cursor. You can click in the start location and set it to the beginning here if you want. I typically will just run my mouse past the beginning to lock it in there. Left click to place that first boundary, and of course lay out as many or as few boundaries as you want. I always tell people to turn this off. The reason being, again, is when you need it on, it's great to have it on, but when you need it off, if you forget, then you can't go back as easily, because you're going to end up creating the drawings when maybe you don't want to, and then it's too late. You have to scrap the whole DGN file and start over. I'm being dramatic here. You don't actually have to do that, but you do have to know how to delete everything out, including saved views and models and everything else, to make sure that you do it properly. So I typically say keep this off no matter what type of drawing you're doing, because you can go back if you make a mistake. It's much easier to fix this way. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and left click to place this, and again, for plan and profile, you have to have this off for the plan and profiles when you're placing the plan name boundaries, because if you create the sheets now during this process, you can't go back and add the profiles in later. At least you can't do it automatically. You could do it manually if you had to. So I'm going to click one more time to reject those plan boundaries. We can go to the name boundary manager, double check that we do have the plan groups there and the 3 plan name boundaries. Now I need to open up a view for my profile to place those boundaries. So right press, view control, 2 views, plan and profile. Of course, I got to place that profile, so find that and then open the view. Okay, so there's the profile there. Zoom out for my plan. Now we're going to go ahead and do this name boundary again. This time I'm going to jump over to the civil profile, and I'm going to match my profile drawing seed with the same one as my plan. So in this case it would be profile ANSI D 50 scale full. I'm going to go ahead and select that, pick my vertical alignment, and you'll notice it already lays those out. But just to confirm, you're going to want to make sure that the method is from the plan group, and you pick the appropriate plan group if you had more than one in this drawing. Everything's set there. Again, the name comes from the alignment. The description comes from the fact that you're using the from plan group method. Everything else is pretty much set the way I want. I mean, not pretty much, it is. So I don't need to do anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and down here. Looks like those are set appropriate. I'm going to follow the prompts and left click to accept. Again, I keep the create drawing off and place those name boundaries. Now I'm going to go ahead and create the actual sheets. So go to my name boundary manager, Doesn't really matter where you go. You can go to the plan group or you can go to the profile group, since they're both tied together. You'll see that now there's a linked profile group entry there, meaning that the profiles are tied to this. So you can pick either one, the plan or the profile. I always turn on this dialog, show create drawing dialog. That's the intermediate dialog. And go ahead, and then you have to be careful here. We're not doing a plan drawing. We are not doing profile drawing. We're doing a plan / profile drawing. So go ahead and click on that. This will bring up the intermediate dialog. Again, everything should already be set up. There's not much to do here. I'm going to leave on the plan annotation for my annotation group, the profile grid for my profile annotation group. Everything else is set like this. Should be okay. Again, nothing really needed for this. I'm not doing anything out of the box here. I'm just kind of pulling directly from the sheet seeds. So everything looks good. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK and let it create. You'll see down the bottom right, it's producing those sheets. Give it a minute here. And my seeds are produced. Now there is going to need to be a little bit of cleanup, I think, on some of this stuff. But you can see that the sheets and boundaries are placed properly. This one was split, which it did a nice job on that one. Let's just take a look at the first plan sheet. Again, things are going to need to be removed a little bit, but this is normal. It's fit this in here, but because it has such a hard curve here, you can manually shift and adjust those. They're just references, right? So you go into the reference dialog and move that around as need be. As I said, I do need to kind of get in here and take a look at the annotations. I think it has to do with the fact that everything was copied forward from the Bentley workspace for those text favorites, and the Bentley workspace that they built in 2018 was using 24,000 as the units of resolution, so the size of the text is all kind of messed up a little bit. And we can make adjustments here if they decide they need it. But anyway, there's the sheets, there's the plan model, there's a profile model. Okay, again, the text here is not scaling properly. So we'll just take a look at that. But that's how you create the sheets. Not really too difficult. I don't see a second sheet. Oh, there it is. Just wanted to take a peek at the second sheet. And there you go. There's the second sheet. So everything seems to be working as expected, other than some cleanup on the annotations.